Hello, this is Professor Kim Nelson with the Jewelry Design Department at FIT. Another tutorial in our series of tutorials for the Bypass Ring project, JD237, Rhino 3D modeling. Where we left off, I had realized that I'm going to have to do some sophisticated surfacing to address this intersection between these two elements of my ring. I figured that was likely the case. You'll remember on the board I wrote down things that are likely to create challenging surfacing, and intersections are one of those things. So I will do that now. Rail, rail, section. Actually, I may have, let me see. Okay, there's good. Rail, 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 section, and section. Once again, using a surface from curve network because it allows me to maintain tangency with the parent surface there. And I'm going to go ahead and match my frond here to that surface. Okay, and I remember I did not like the buckling that took place there. Okay. The buckling isn't good. I have to not have that buckling taking place there. So, thinking about how I can make that not happen. Okay, I've decided it doesn't matter. So I'll bring that surface back. Okay, I can't redo. Alright, I'm going to be removing a piece of surface, so match. That does give me a buckle in here that I don't like. But that is okay. I could try and match it there. Yeah, that works. Okay, I just rematched it along the backside. Okay, I'm going to take a look at how this looks E-mapped. Oh, I have that locked. Okay. Okay. That's reasonably good. So I have this. I'm going to bring back in this element here. I'm going to join these two together so I can use them as a single element. I'm going to get an intersection curve. I expect something fairly sophisticated and incomplete, which is what I've got. That's fine. I'm going to clear away that information. I only want this curve. And I don't need the whole thing for sure. Trim off that. And I will split out the end of this. What I'm trying to do is create a couple of surfaces that will clean up that intersection. And to do that, I need to have a center line for that construction, and that center line is this curve. But I need this curve to go all the way back to the base of the shank, and so I can't have it ending like that. Plus I need it to be a clean, smooth arc, which it won't be with this strange little hook on the end. So I'm splitting it off. Split point option somewhere in there. Okay, that's not bad. I'm going to bring back the base here, and I'm going to do an extend by arc to point. Catch the edge of this. I'm looking at the curve to see where it wants to go. It wants to go about there. Okay. I'm going to copy this out to keep it safe. I'm going to merge this edge. That's been locked. No, actually that's not. Oh, I have to. Can't do that with a poly surface. I have a display issue. For some reason. There we go. You can see I have a bit of a glitch going on here. So there, switch out views and come back and all is well. Solid extract surface. And now I can merge the edge. And I'll keep repeating the command until I get a solid yellow line all the way across. Put this back on white. Extract an isocurve. To the end of that. Actually going to take that back a little bit, maybe to here. I'm going to explode this curve. Explode into 17 segments. I have to say I didn't really expect that. Only one of them is the extension. That's the one I want. Obviously I don't want anything as crazy as 17 segments. So I'm going to rebuild that. 94 points, I don't think so. I think 8 points is good. And I'm going to blend between these two. I think a quick blend will be fine. And actually that's making too much of a bulge. To come back. Okay, so sorry class, but this is trial and error. This is part of what it is to do this kind of approach. Okay, I'm going to put a string of them here. And blend to each one until I get one I like. I picked that one. So I'm going to split the edge right there. There. All right. So that's a start. Next thing I need to do is I need to trim these out where they're intersecting. Before I go any further, because what I'm doing now will be hard to redo later, copy, paste, group, storage. Now I will use this block to trim out that poly surface. And this poly surface to trim out that block, which is not going as well. So we'll explode it. Try again. No, it's not impressed. There we go. And there. So now I have two pieces that pretty much go together. And a curve. Which I now need to come down to the ground. Take a minute and put these blue curves into storage. I want this to come in as a curve. So I'm going to put a sphere at the end of that. And trim that out. And blend. And join. And join. Okay. I am going to put a pipe on this. That diameter looks pretty good. Let me see what I've got. Okay, I've got that there. Okay, I'm strategizing, class. I'm trying to figure out how to best make this work. Okay. Going to create a cut plane where the two of these intersect each other. Something like that. going to put an intersection curve here and here. Hide that. Okay, what I want to do is I want to carry this back on both sides in a strip. Two strip surfaces. That's what I want to do. So, to do that, I need to refine this curve some more. And I'm going to go back and get the original curve. Copy. Paste. This segment here. Going to rebuild. Going to project it onto the top C-plane. And I want a simple, clean arc here, so I'm going to rebuild this to 3-4. That always gives a nice arc. I'm going to offset it. Both sides. And I'm going to take this curve and I am going to project it onto this surface. And I am going to take this curve and project it onto this surface. Take a look at what I have. Okay, that's not bad. All right. And I wish I could tell you that it was more guaranteed than this, but it really isn't. You have to explore. I'm going to extend this curve just so it meets the cross section. Trim this curve so it doesn't go beyond the cross section. Going to get a blend curve. This time I'll go adjustable. Between this curve and that curve. Didn't like that. Between that curve and that curve. I'm going to adjust it. Take a look at it three-dimensionally and see what I think. I think that's okay. Gonna make sure I have this in storage. Yes, I do. Okay. Going to trim off this section here. Going to select both of these and use them to trim off the outside edge of this surface. going to use this to trim off the outside of this section. Use these to trim out. Okay, this doesn't quite reach the edge. Easy enough to fix. Extend curve. And now I should be able to trim. Okay. Now I need to see what kind of edges I have here. I need one smooth straight edge. And whenever you use an extension, you often get a polycurve, which will give you... I gotta make sure that comes all the way to the end. What I did was a duplicate edge tool. I'm not going to actually make the edge, I just want to see the edge. Once I'm convinced that's good, I'll hit escape. It's like a diagnostic. Same thing here. Escape. Those are fine. I don't need this anymore. Don't need those anymore. Going to bring this back in. I need to split out this edge here and here so I can have tangency on both sides. Okay. And I'm going to do a surface and curve network. I'm going to pick the side I think has the least issues, which is going to be the orange side, because this rolls way off the side and I'm worried what that's going to do with this. So I'll start over here. Edge rail, curve rail, edge section, edge section. I should have tangency on 3 out of 4 sides, which I do. When this is joined together and E-mapped, I don't like the fact that I'm looking at the curves. Okay. You can see that I have a hint of that corner. I don't want that. So I'm going to do it again. Surface and curve network. Edge rail, curve rail, edge section, edge section. B, this edge, I want to take up to curvature. There's ever so slightly an edge here. But in a 3D print that won't even show. So I'll accept that. Now I'm going to try and do the same thing on the other side. Edge rail, curve rail, edge rail, edge section. I have 4, possibly 4 out of 4, because this is probably an edge here. That's an edge. I need to make sure I get an edge here. So I probably have 4 out of 4, yes. I don't want B here to have any tangency. I want it just to be position. It's okay that I have a crease here. I need to have a crease there. But I need to have D go up to curvature, so I get a good push from this side. Join these together. E-map them. Pretty good. Emap the whole set. That works. Okay, so I have accomplished what I set out to do. I have surfaced the frond and the stone strip. I will join these together. Take any curves I have here, group them, put them in storage. And that's a decent result. I am going to test it by flowing it. Flow on curve here and here. Put it on a different layer so I can review it. Rotate. Zero. Copy, yes, 180 degrees. Join these together. Get me a finger tube to review the results. Emap. That's fine. There's more work that needs to be done, but that's fine. That's the end of this video. Thanks for